Anyway, I dropped my cigarette. So, today wasn't too eventful, but I did accomplish some things, and that's awesome. I started going over the idea a little bit more fully now that I have a vehicle, because can't really do a roommate situation sitting here without a car. So I have been trying to will that into being for the last like way too many years. I can't even think how many fucking years I've been trying to get that to be a thing. Not seriously though, but now I'm actually at a point where like I cannot now that I'm on the other side of all my health stuff, like it's totally a thing. It's always been a thing. It's always been a back and forth situation, but I cannot live by myself. Like I can't just chill here in this house by myself and take care of it for the rest of my life. Like, that's totally a thing. Whether I live with somebody who, you know, I'm like in a relationship with, or whether, you know, it's just a roommate, or preferably not a family member, and especially since they've all kind of dipped out, I don't, you know, that's not really a thing. But yeah, like, whether I live with a boyfriend, you know, husband, or you know, just a roommate, like that's gonna have to be a thing. And since I am not currently, you know, like with anybody, you know, like you know, nobody has appeared, like I am definitely looking, even though somebody's halfway appeared, you know, I don't even know who it is, like, you know, 100%, like, there's not been any communication of, you know, relationships, and the other couple people who have expressed interest in a relationship, I'm not interested in them, you know, but they know who they are, those people know who they are, so, anyways, so I do have that. I've had a couple people offer, funny enough, for me to come live with them. Possibly one, definitely. One's a rental position in the same place that they live, and it's super inexpensive and like a super cool place. It's smaller than this, but it's also like a really neat place, which, you know, I'm not interested in, but that was really kind, because the point is that I need to live with somebody. I need a roommate. So, and then the other person has a 3-bedroom house, and they have offered for me to, you know, that I can come over anytime I want and stay, even while dealing with this stuff here at the house and getting it cleaned up. So that's really great. I know the person really well. Worked together for many years, so I saw them every day. So that's awesome. Good friends. And but you know, my ideal situation, you know, of course, is ideal. I don't want to be in this house forever, but also, like I have mentioned in one of my other videos, that, and I've mentioned several times on my page, I'll start from this point, that I am in college, and, you know, I own this home and stuff, and I would like to not live in this house for the rest of my life. It's really small for one. It's really outdated. I don't have a dishwasher. I wash all my dishes by hand. And I could have one installed, but I have not gotten to that point, and that goes back to the working on my job and stuff. So I have a place that I'm pretty sure will give me a job. They've offered me a job in years past. It was a long time ago, and it was bad timing. I just lost a pregnancy. So, it pays really awesome. But if I'm not mistaken, like, I mean, it's, you know, full, like, 10 to 12 hour shifts, you know. So, it's also something that I like doing, working with, the mentally challenged. So, because it's, an adult thing, you know, people like my sister, but people who are mobile, where my sister is not mobile. So it's a little bit more challenging, where my sister is really easy, to handle and deal with emotionally. Sometimes the, you know, when you can walk and talk, you know, and you're, mentally disabled, it's harder for some people to deal with all that. And I'm really good at that. And, my degree will also help me, you know, make more money with it. So, that is the field. You know, it's adult care is pretty much what it is. It's not, you know, it's got some medical care behind it and whatnot, but it's not like, you know, a nursing position. So that is, what I'm going for. Yeah, I had somebody a couple months ago, you know, that I talked to very briefly. It was like, I don't want you going on my trip with me, because they're like, you know, talked about like going on a trip, and they're like, I don't know, because you smoke, you know, it's probably not a good idea. I couldn't handle being around smoke all the time. And I was like, I vape, you know, for one, and for two, you know, so anyways, what I was gonna say is, like, you know, that's one of the situations with being a roommate. You know, like my friend that like, if we room together, my friend Jeff, then I would start smoking outside if I stayed with him, and if he moved here, you know. He vapes, but he quit smoking, you know. And I want to do that anyways. Like, it's just gross. It like messes up, like it sticks to everything. And someone roommating with me will help me with that. You know, I won't put that in the flyer. It's a little TMI, but you know, there's some stuff that I need help with. There's some stuff that I need to get moved around and stuff that's going to be a little hard for me to do. I need to purchase a hand truck, you know, because I don't have one. So, like, if there's a situation in which somebody wants to help me with that, you know, that would be super awesome. That would be interested, or, you know, not interested, whatever. I still got shit I gotta move around. Yeah, I was telling Jeff, I was like, you know, I've got a bunch of stuff. Like, one of the main things is I've got a bunch of stuff to get rid of and throw away, because I have some stuff that is just not going to be part of the next portion of my life. There's no reason for me to keep it. It doesn't exactly have bad memories, but it also doesn't have good memories, and there's just absolutely no reason for me to hold on to it. You know, I hate to say it, but I've watched a lot of people pass away and stuff, and, you know, my dad's stuff holds a lot of value to me, and you know, but like there's a lot of stuff that I have that I'm just like there is no value at the end of the day. Like that isn't gonna matter to anybody else, you know, but me. And at that it, you know, there's no reason it doesn't really, you know, like I need to make room for things that do, you know, have value to me. So you know, I'm excited about that. And I think that's a good idea. I at one point packed all my books up and then unpacked them again because I was like, well, like I won't really have anything to look at, you know, like that's my stuff. So I put them back up, and it's also something. It's a collection that I've had going my entire life. I've had some of these books since I was a little kid. My Anne Rice books, you know, I spent all my high school years like going to the flea market and stuff and collecting all those, and through my 20s and whatnot. And I have her complete collection of stuff. Some books I have, you know, multiple copies of. It's not very organized, kinda, but at the same time, it's like so. But there's a lot of stuff I need to pack up, and I can put in my attic. You know, and there's a bunch of furniture that's just scattered all over the place that I need to put into one room, into my bedroom, to free up the, you know, that single room, and then also organize everything in the living room so it's a you know, cohabiting space kind of thing. But you know, of course, if somebody really needed a place to stay and I didn't know them well, you know, that's one thing. But like I really am hoping to find, like, you know, a friend, like somebody I know, you know, somebody who knows me, or, you know, and so that is going to be heavy on my mind for the next 2 months, because I will not be able to get to work until next spring. I will not be able to work full time because I have to still have some repairs done on the car so I can drive in all weather, because at the moment I can not drive in the rain with it. So yeah. Alright, I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody has a good